U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris offered her condolences and said the whole of America was grieving for the town of Waukesha.
Good afternoon. Before I begin with the topic of this discussion, I want to say a word about the tragedy that occurred last night in Wisconsin. The President and I are monitoring the situation closely. We do not yet have all the details, but we do know that there are 5 families who have lost loved ones. We know that at least 40 people have been injured. And we know that that entire community is grieving. The horrific act of violence that occurred last night is heartbreaking. To those families who lost a loved one, to the first responders, to the community, please know that we are praying for you and that we stand with you.
We have with us Arise U.S. correspondent ROTIMI KADE, who's joining us now for more on this story. Good afternoon, ROTIMI. Could you tell us more about what we know about the suspect, Darrell Edward Brooks Jr., and exactly how this terrible incident unfolded?
Well, Darrell Brooks Jr. Is 39 years old, has stolen past criminal records. He's been charged with about 16 times since 1999 and had about 2 outstanding cases against them at the time of the disaster. The police actually said it was most likely fleeing a domestic dispute before he ran into the crowd. Different earlier media reports actually said that he was escaping a knife attack. But police had a little bit of details about that. So Darrell Brooks is currently facing, about 5 other criminal charges, including for domestic abuse and battery, and of course was just released from jail just about 2 days before that particular event. What else do we know about him? He has a YouTube page. He's very active on social media, and from the reports we're getting from the police and the Attorney General of Waukesha, is most likely going to be facing about 5 charges of intentional homicide. Of course, could result to life in prison.
All right, ROTIMI, you might need to speak up a little bit because I'm finding it difficult to hear you right now. But are questions being asked about why he was allowed to be out on bail?
Well, of course, a lot of legal analysts are raising those questions that since he has a very disturbing past criminal records, running down, both women, children, and the reason why he's been released on bail, and not just a bail bond of a significant amount, is a bail bond of something that is much lesser. Let's say about $1,000. And some legal experts are actually asking questions to that particular bail bond, and most likely, perhaps maybe it's going to be reviewed his current, this current incidents of the great disaster.
And ROTIMI, can you tell us anything about the victims and the rest of those that were injured in the hospital?
Well, yes. Police actually said that the injured were actually taken to 6 area hospitals by first responders, as well as the residents who were at the parade. And of course, 18 children in total were admitted after the incident. And the injured actually ranged from about 3 to 16, and including sets of siblings, according to medical staff that gave that report. And we have more adults that actually died in the incident, as we said in that report, during the use of 50 to about 81. Don't forget that the earlier reports said that he actually ran his parade. So you have more elderly people that died from the incident and more children hospitalized.
Yeah.
Quite tragic, I must actually say. I want to say thank you very much, ROTIMI, Michael KADE, for actually bringing us up to speed. Always a pleasure having you here on Newsday.